My name is Sami Knott, and this is my story. I was having symptoms for almost a year before I actually found out that I had colon cancer. I was having symptoms. They kept thinking it was infections, and I kept taking antibiotics. It would go away, like abdominal pain, blood in my stools. I would take antibiotics and the pain would go away, all the symptoms would go away, but then they would gradually come back. And then I actually went into the emergency room. They did an emergency CT scan. They came in and said, you have some abnormal stuff going on. We want to make sure it's not cancer. Me and my friend that were with me were like, oh, that's funny. Like, that's not what it is. And I found out that next Monday. I went in for a CT scan or an MRI, and they called me back in later that day and told me that that's what it was, and I was actually by myself. So it was a really hard day, and I called everyone, and they all kind of, I would have been 22 at the time. Yeah, so young. Then the day after I had a colonoscopy done, they kind of took pictures and kind of decided what they were doing. A week after that, I had a port put in. A week after that, I started chemo. So I did chemo every other week. So it would have been 2 months that I did chemo until I had the resection of my liver. So I removed 60% of that. And then it would have been like a month and a half later, I had a foot of my colon removed. Then I did 8 more rounds of chemo after that. And I was doing really good. And all of a sudden I had a little spot come back in my liver. They took care of that. I did I did a lot of chemo in that time frame. Yeah. So I was doing oral chemo for a while, and it would have been like almost a year of oral chemo. And then one day, me and my boyfriend were playing catch outside, and I noticed like there was a weird movement in my abdominal area. And they ended up finding out that I had a mass in my pelvic area, not attached to anything. It was just kind of sitting there. And so we tried to do immunotherapy. So I had to go to the cities for every week for 10 weeks. So I did that, and it kind of took a while to start working, but it kind of backfired, and it ended up getting like bigger than a football. So I ended up starting chemo after that. It was a little bit of harder chemo, and I ended up losing a little bit of my hair, but not a ton, but that's the only time I ever lost any hair. Then I was good for a chunk of time, and I kept doing chemo. Then I had some spots, lymph nodes come back in the middle of my chest. So I did radiation with that, and that would have been around this time last year. Then they found a couple more spots in my, let's see, oh my gosh, where am I blinking now? Where they were. Oh, so there was a spot right underneath my collarbone that was pretty big, so it was a lymph node. And then there was 2 more spots in my chest. So I just did that. I just went back to that harder chemo. And I did 10 rounds of that. I was supposed to do 12, but we had to stop because I was having all my breathing problems. So, and that's pretty much where I'm at right now. Oh God.
And then also, Adele.
Stop, what did she do?
Adele donated $1,000.
Shut up, you're gonna make me cry.
Yes, she wanted to do that for Indy in honor of you.
Oh, she's so sweet. Oh, this is cute. I'm gonna wear this to work tomorrow.